Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to this episode of the Murmc Sound Podcast. Now, before we get into this episode, just want to announce a couple things. Killshot by PettyGod and I is now available on all platforms, so follow the link in the description below and go ahead and stream it on SoundCloud, Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. Secondly, I also want to announce that PettyGod and Devious Lion are dropping a brand new song called Run, dropping everywhere on all platforms as well on May 31st. So follow the link down below at the very bottom of the description and go ahead and pre-save that and add that to your library now. Any pre-saves would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe so that way you get first notifications and first heads up about all the Murmc Sound Podcast as well as future releases, so on and so forth. So today on this special episode of the on today's episode of the podcast, we have a dear homie of mine named PettyGod. This dude and I go way back. Good friend of mine, super crazy dude. Love this guy, love his energy, love what he's about. It's always a thrill to just be in a call and just hanging out with him and everything. So this episode, we kind of had a lot of fun hanging out, talking, bulling, just going on tangents, smoking up, and just doing what we do best. So yeah, pre-save that song. Check out the other song that just released today, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, fam. Thank you so much. So the man PettyGod. So what's cracking, man? How's it going?
It's going, man. We, just it's a lot, but we here. We're doing the damn thing.
Absolutely.
Ready to fucking smoke.
Hell yeah.
Do some fucking shit.
Hey, we should start this off the way we always started off, with a big cheers and a big rip.
Absolutely. Go ahead and do the honors.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and gladly take those.
So like I mentioned before we started the stream here, everybody, PettyGod and I just dropped a new song called Killshot. Definitely check it out. If you didn't notice already, it was actually the very first song that you heard when the stream started. So definitely go check that out. SoundCloud, Spotify, all that shizzle. And it's also it's free for download too. So you head to SoundCloud and click that link in there. You will see where the link is to download for free. Play it out. Tag us. You know what to do.
SoundCloud free links for days.
Hell yeah, man. That's what we do. Going?
It's going.
Oh, there we go.
Spartan.
Cheers to everybody out there.
Cheers. So, I love weed. Weed is great.
Weed is definitely great.
Amazing.
We smoked a shit ton of it when all three of us were together in Idaho.
Oh yeah. We was passing left and right.
That was a fun weekend. I'm not gonna lie.
That was very, very, very homey. I liked how like the pre-party was after or before we got to the big show.
Oh yeah,
we was out there in the big barnyard and everything.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That shit was lit, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that yet.
Yeah,
troubles in Atlanta, but
yeah, unfortunately, you were stuck. I think in Utah at that point.
Utah, we were on the way. Yeah, I don't know how in the hell we ended up getting out there, and then the fact that we were good to come, that we were able to come home and not fuck anything up is just bonkers to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That weekend was fun. So the weekend that we're talking about, everybody who's tuning in, last year the three of us all got together and met for the first time. Well, I met and known Pyro, aka PettyGod. We call him Pyro because that's the name that we kind of like first met him as. So it's just kind of stuck.
And I just don't know his first name.
Well, yeah. So the reason why I go by Pyro, one. Now, 6 years old, I almost burned down my apartments. Being stupid,
Dude, that's kids. Me as well. So that's me.
Kids,
yep.
So everybody always, I used to always get called Pyro because I was, a little pyromaniac. Always had a lighter, would always burn shit. But then got older, and I would tell people my real name, which is Jovan, and they're like, "Oh, okay." Minutes later, like not even 5. They're calling me Jamal, Jeremy, Jonathan, fucking
Jonathan.
Like
your name is now Jonathan.
You are like, damn, like, all right. So I ended up just telling people pyro, and
That's hella funny.
literally everybody remembers right off the bat. Pyro. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember that guy. Cool.
I mean, it's easier to remember the word pyro.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I go by pyro instead.
Yeah, and then associating your crazy ass with that, it's just easier.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
I met this dude the first time we met. It was it the Blunts and Blondes drive-in?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was. So during the pandemic and the height of drive-in raves, the first drive-in rave that ever took place up here, in the Bay Area in NorCal, was at, what was it, Pleasanton?
I don't remember. I just remember it was Blunts and Blondes.
Yeah, it was some dude, Blunts and Blondes, Hesh, than Blunts and Blondes. I was more excited for Hesh.
Oh yes, I remember that Hesh was there. Yeah.
Because it's been a minute since I've seen Hesh just by himself. Every time I've seen him, it's back to back with Bomber or someone else and shit. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to see Hesh, bruh. And then me and Julia pull up. We get settled in, and I look over, and I'm hearing this fat fucking mix being played. I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna turn this mix off because I was playing mine. So I'm like, I'm gonna turn this shit off and listen to this because this shit's heavy. And then I see homeboy over here. What's up, Adesi? Welcome to the chat. So I see fucking Pyro come out of the car. This dude's completely dressed in the Black Venom Spider-Man suit, just completely balling out. And I'm like, yo, what song is this? And he goes, oh, this ain't just song. It's a whole mix. I'm like, whose is it? It's mine. Fuck me. Let's go. And every so often he would flag me down. It's like, this is the homie J6 right here.
Yep. Big stand for fucking J6.
It was you that put me on that motherfucker. Goddamn.
His shit goes hard. You know.
He been working.
He's on. I think he's on tour right now. Shout out J6. Shout out Slimes. Yeah.
Shout out J6 and he's with Slimes.
He's on tour with
Slimes.
Right
Bruh,
now,
I didn't know Slimes was touring still.
Yes.
Damn.
Slimes is getting down. So that's all going down.
Good shit.
Been going on for a minute.
Good shit, dude. Yeah. After that, it's just been kind of a wrap for the both of us. We stayed in touch because we found out we were hella close.
Yeah.
And then I was like, bro, I need to get you out here and just hop on my decks because that's when I just got the FLX6. So I was super into that. I'm like, bro, just come out here. I got a 4-channel mixer. We can fucking mix, fuck around, jam, back to back, whatever. And then as time goes on, got word of this booking in Idaho, Boise fucking Idaho, for a show called Electro Force. It was a cool show, but it was kind of a shit show as well. More so with the people that we were dealing with, but that's just my personal experience of it. But
I had a very similar personal experience, so you're not alone.
Yeah, and so we were trying to find booking people to book, and the guy that was putting this together was like, "Yeah, dude, since the originally we were trying to book the homie Swamp Man to come out, but he's all the way in fucking Baltimore, so that's a pain in the ass for him to come out here alone." And so, we also had the homie Jake, aka 10th Face from Colorado, trying to come through, but it wasn't in the cards for him either. So I was like, well, I got this young cat that's nearby me who's as hungry as I am. He goes by the name Pyro. Let's put him on. The minute I told him about it, he goes, yes. I don't even know if I have it available or not, but yes, we're doing this.
Thanks. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're there. Take me to the bank.
I think we all came into that with the best possible attitude we could.
We really did.
None of us cared about playing to an empty room, and Pyro crushed what was that, 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours?
Yeah, because he took Ricardo's spot.
I'll just hold it down.
With some house, too.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you don't hear from this cat, ever. He'll listen to it. He'll shuffle to it. Because I saw you fucking shuffling up in that motherfucker. I'm over here watching, fucking smoking my like blunt quietly in the corner inside, like trying to like make it inconspicuous. I'm just like, damn, this motherfucker got moves.
Man.
All right.
I guess so. You know, I'm that quiet little sneak. You know, just like, oh shit, he really going in, and I'm like, all right, cool, let me stop. You know, no more.
That's all y'all get.
More.
That's all y'all get.
You start to see it now. Okay, I'm good.
I'm not trying to be on stage right now. Yeah, 100%. Like my shuffling style is like crip walk heavy, so like if I start getting wild, like things get wild. But I do most of my dancing through my hands at this point. I love me some trap elbows.
Oh yeah. But no, this dude threw it down, especially on like your set that you had planned. That shit. It was funny. I was talking to one of my friends that drove up from Washington at that show, and this was like a conversation we had after everything happened. And she was like, "Who was the guy that went before you?" I was like, "Oh, Pyro." And she goes, "Yeah, the small dude that was with you." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the homie Pyro." She goes, "That motherfucker. Who the fuck allowed him to go that hard?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "The entire time I'm sitting there, I'm just going, 'Excuse me, sir.'"
You know,
no business.
And that whole set was just like freestyle, like, cause for one, I had what, I think 2 USBs maybe. One had a whole plan set, and then the other one like just had everything there. So whatever I could access within, you know what I mean, all that time. And then on top of that, half of the songs I really wanted to play didn't even load. So I don't even know what I was doing half the time. I was like, okay, this one loads. All right, cool. Let's
see how this goes.
I know these work, you know. Like, I got these 4 songs that compare well afterwards. It's just, you know, ends up being what it is with music. I've learned is that a lot of practice goes a long way, because even then, all the small things that you do, you know, the 5-10 minutes that you take to, you know, set it up and practice it and go back over it and go back over it, or even just add something, a slight variation to make it even more difficult. Once it comes in to where you are blanked out and you need something to just kind of do, you just like run into it. You're like, boom, let's get it. I remember how to do this.
Preparation is very key.
Very key.
Very.
I put a lot of time and prep into mine. I remember that.
There was this one time where my USB had like an old library on it, and it didn't load my new library. It loaded the old library, and thankfully this happened like to a completely empty room. Like, I was the only DJ that showed up. And yeah, the guy running the event was like not on the up and up in the scene, so I don't think many people were interested in supporting live events during the pandemic, but that's neither here nor there. Like, I didn't even have BPM readouts, because every single time it loaded a track, it had to load the track completely, like without like any like record box preparation. So I had to beat match by ear with no visual aid. Like old school, like using the fader to pitch bend so that it centers in on the BPMs. And every time it would finish loading by like halfway through the track, and it would show the BPM readout, and I just kept nailing it. I was like, damn, I guess I actually know how to do this. You know what I mean? I don't know if you ever have those moments where you're like, oh, holy shit. Like, even though I'm like, because I don't know about you guys, but I kind of get into like a groove when it comes to my transitions and stuff, that like I don't actually do any of that. I don't go back and do transitions over again. I just kind of remember which songs kind of work with other songs. But yeah, like that preparation, like you said, is so key. Like, if I use the Carl Cox method. Carl Cox, I heard him in an interview one time. He said, I bring 100 records no matter what. And if I can't build a set out of 100 records, then they shouldn't be paying me to do this. And
that's a really good way to look at it.
Right, like that really spoke to me because I was like, well, I can pull 100 records for sure. Because that was always something that I ran into. I either overpacked for the set or I underpacked and was scrambling. So I've kind of found a balance. But I like your idea of using two USBs, one for the set and then one for auxiliary. Because you wouldn't really have to fill up the auxiliary that often. And if you had a stick in both sides, you can always access whatever tracks you're trying to get. Because, yeah, like
Yeah.
even if they're on the other USB, you can use the link
I
and
mean,
like boom, there it is.
or if necessary, just create a whole separate playlist. Just this is whole extra overflow. Just songs that you do like. Like I have a playlist on SoundCloud. I just keep adding songs to it for no fucking reason. I'm just like,
Yep.
all right, it's just gonna go in that playlist. I'll listen to it later. Then I got my likes, and then I got actual build playlist that I'm going off of. So
Yeah.
I do that. That helps.
I've been getting in the habit of building for like when I'm taking the time to actually prep and build a set, I take the time to build a secondary set. And then that's like the main set and the backup. And then I'll make a separate set and a backup for that separate set. And I'll just base the vibes of the place and the energy in the crowd to what I'm going to play. So so essentially, like for me, because I spin mainly just dubstep and rhythm, I'll have a set that's like, excuse me, angry, mid-heavy dubstep, like, your typical bro step shit. And then I'll have a backup for that. And then I'll have a secondary set that's just all rhythm and have a backup for that.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I very much wish I could play more like rehearsed sets, but I've been doing this for almost 10 years and like it's never been something that I've felt inspired to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
that makes
like
that makes total sense.
Wait, so you don't rehearse your sets? You just wing it?
yeah, I send it every time.
But
Like
I mean, as you heard and remember in Idaho, that shit was banging as fuck.
I mean, yeah, no, that shit was dope. Like I was sitting back like what the hell? Oh shit!
And
damn.
and what's crazy is he was like consistently throwing doubles in his mix.
Right. So you just go on SoundCloud and hit like you know what I mean? Like, is that how you do it? Or do you
I don't
good,
like,
Witch Doctor?
I don't use
What's good?
SoundCloud at all. Really.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying, but like Beatport or whatever you fucking use, Spotify, you just hit like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go to this artist and hit, what are the recommended songs? What's this station, and then just like I'm gonna just go off of this. Is that what you do?
So I get most of my records from record pools, and so like I do that on the record pool. Like I'll go in and like just every song that I think is cool or like so I'll like find an artist and then I'll download all their stuff from the artist. And like I'm not saying I don't prep. I like pull records and put like points in them so I can skip around the record, but I don't rehearse like specific track to track transitions really. But that being said, I've never really had my own tracks that I'm like wanting to put into the set. It's always just, oh, what's hot right now and how do I turn it on its head kind of thing. So now that my music is starting to get finished and it's coming out over the next year, like I'm gonna start really dialing in, I think, and like picking the songs in between and then going from there. But like I said, I've never really been inspired to put together like this is my set, these are the tracks that I'm playing, because I like having the choice. Because if you lock that in, what if you lock that in and they're just not feeling you? You know what I'm saying? Like then you only have that, and like yeah, you can make as many backups for that as possible. But if you put yourself in the muscle memory of playing these exact tracks from this exact time, your mixes otherwise aren't going to be as good because you're not practicing on the fly.
I can understand that.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, no, it really does. We got a question in here from Witch Doctor. May I ask, what do you think is the weakest part of yourself that others see?
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a deep one.
Deep.
Well, you go first.
Weakest part that others see. Damn. I don't know. I've been kind of like in sort of an isolated kind of, you know what I mean, position
Yeah.
as far as everything goes. Like I haven't been as out there, you know. A weakness.
Hermiting yourself pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can relate and make sense of that.
yeah. Like I isolate a lot. I've been doing it a lot. Not necessarily. Well, I mean, it's been intentional. Yeah, but just a lot of personal things you just gotta get done. You're just like fuck, like can't just be out there kicking it all the time. Portraying like I got like everything good. It just I haven't been able to do that. So
Yeah.
I've just been in isolation, just trying to fix everything. That's probably like the weakness that is with everything I guess I got going on.
That's a solid one right there.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, Aladdin?
Oh shit, we got
What's good?
Aladdin in the
Yeah,
building.
Aladdin, first time chatter in here.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
No worries. Witch Doctor's like, I got a bunch of questions I like to ask. So yeah, go ahead, ask away, bro. This is why we're doing this. I guess to answer your question, I guess the weakest part of myself that I let a lot of people see is the fact that I allow myself to do so much for a lot of people, yet barely anything for myself. I put myself
See
out there a lot.
selflessness as a weakness, though.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. But that's the only thing that I really see as a weakness in my perspective.
The most successful people in the world are selfless.
Yeah.
True.
That's just a fact.
But
You
I've
can't
been,
get anywhere
I've been
without
meaning
empathy.
to be a little more selfish in a sense, not in a bad way, but just looking out for myself more, in a sense. And there have been days that I have been like, there have been days where I'm supposed to do like a whole bunch of shit, and I'll just make a few calls and be like, "Yo, we're gonna reschedule our call or our consultation for today. Taking a personal day. Peace." And then and that's those days where you see me most of the time just dicking around on Discord.
Fucking off
For
playing
sure.
games and shit.
Which has been a lot lately, but there's been a lot going on. So, I feel like it's more warranted that I take those personal days.
It's just like, what? I need like a good 2 hours that turned into 6 playing Apex and shit like that.
Right. Well, it's like, producing and mixing down not only my music, but, music of clientele's, music of homies that I'm helping out and shit.
Yeah.
Managing the band, managing artists, the label.
Yeah.
After a while, it's just like, bro, can I just breathe?
Yeah. No breaths allowed.
Like it was more so when like things were like getting heightened when we first dropped Mr. Happy Birthday's tune, and people were like, "Yo, you guys are dropping bangers already?" And then after that, we had "Hold It Down" by Palisades, and that did really fucking well.
Yeah, it did.
Like he broke 10K in less than a month, dude.
That's nuts.
That is insane. Super proud of
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, that's sick.
The next tune that he's got coming out with us is oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah,
It sounds great already, but he just got to he just has to tweak it out like he always does a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude's a perfectionist like I am.
I think we all are.
You can't
Nah,
let
but, like-
perfection get in the way of good art.
But like when he was here for those few days, because he came up here for a few days, and we were just kind of working like side by side on like our own shit, and like he saw what I was doing, and he tried to like emulate it on his, and he just goes, "What you just did on your end, that makes a lot of sense. That make my shit sound way heavier now." I'm like, just chilling here, work with me, and dude, you'll learn some shit. Instead of the fucking, intense cracked out method that you have.
Or the thing that the YouTube guy put up there, which was only like half of the actual information that you need.
Right, exactly.
Jesse? Perfectionism is my biggest enemy. You know what?
That
It
is.
used to be my enemy as far as when I was making hip hop beats before I switched over to the dark side.
The dark side.
Bro, I would literally put beats together and I'm like, this doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound as good. Mind you, it's a complete raw beat and I wasn't mastering it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But just for what it was raw, adding all the sounds and everything together, it just couldn't get it to where I really wanted to just put everything out there. But once I switched to dark side, I realized you just have to create something. Even if you don't put it out there, you just have to create something, finish it.
Yeah.
From that.
Learn to be happy with what you make.
To the next part, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How can you be better than that? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is one version of yourself, you know? But how can you get to this part? You know?
He's
You know what I'm
holding the
saying? How
mix
can you
up
get
for
to this part?
comparison.
Like, these two, this is a good flavor, right?
Yeah.
This is a good flavor, right? So, you bought this one first, you're like, damn, this one's good. This one's even better.
Yeah.
Well, how do you get better than these? You know what I mean? You put them shits together, you know what I mean? You gotta fucking learn. 1 + 1 makes 2, or in this case, it now makes 1.
Y equals MX plus B, bro.
Man, figure it out.
Exactly. No, I feel that. I mean, solid way to explain it with your vapes too. That's just the modern way of explaining things. Just pull out your vape and just use it to explain it, man. Life is like owning one of these little doohickeys right here. Tastes good, but then it runs out. But the good thing is we can go back to the store and get another one. Just like how when we fall, we can pick ourselves back up.
Man. Jang your shit
Fall
right
7 times, stand up 8, you know?
Yep.
Man.
Perfection is
As
the
for-
fallacy, though, like in Ouroboros,
Oh, for
I
sure.
think. If it is tasted, it's no more. I mean, kinda, but with what we do, there's no perfect way of doing it.
Oh.
There's shit that sounds like, really like, I guess the best way to describe it would be like groundbreaking or boundary.
Yeah, I
pushing.
mean,
But
Dan-
that's as much as you can get to.
dance music is the fringe. No matter how commercial it gets, at its core, it's the fringe of creativity in terms of music. At least modern music. Like, there's always going to be bands, there's always going to be orchestras, but it's getting to the point that your DAW can make, and you can write in Ableton a full orchestral suite for a film. It gets done. You know what I mean? So, like,
I don't recommend it, by the way.
I got ideas about that. But to go back to Witch Doctor's question, I think for me, it would probably be arrogance. Like, when I start to get in the zone and like really work and like am firing on all cylinders, sometimes I can be super arrogant because like I know no one else is doing what I'm doing. I know no one else is like putting in the work I'm putting. So it's like when I get to a place that's, and this has a lot to do with my mania too. Like, so I get to a place, and then I just start like just popping off at people who don't do what I want them to do. And I think that's like a really, like it might be a weakness, but at the same time, like it fuels the fire. So I can kind of understand where you're coming from. Oh, he needs a lighter.
He needs a
No.
he needs a tool. Little poke.
Focus stabby.
Yeah, little poke stabby.
But yeah, that's that. Or what's weird is the arrogance is just like coping mechanism for fear. Like I'm afraid to pop off. Like, what if people like actually think my stuff is good and like want to listen to it? That's terrifying.
I
But
mean,
it shouldn't.
I can understand that, but I mean, at the end, that's kind of the goal, though. It's just to be heard, not really on like a
Right.
grand level. To be like, oh, I haven't heard and played so much that everyone's starting to notice. Now I'm playing, Bonnaroo or ED fucking C. I mean, don't get me wrong, that'd be dope.
Right.
But I think I speak for myself and probably PettyGod over here included. I think the overall the goal is just to get heard.
Right.
By just anyone.
Yeah.
And just hope to God just that one person likes it enough to download it and put it in their record box. Or download it and use it for a fucking YouTube edit or some fucking shit.
Yeah.
Or says fuck it and tries to get it on fucking TikTok for fuck's sakes.
My God. I mean, yeah.
Granted, we're not putting our shit on TikTok. 'Cause we're not trying to be at that level.
I also refuse to have Chinese propaganda on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I see the use of it. I see the benefits of being on TikTok.
It's a really strong, successful tool.
It is very successful. Literally just like last night. What's that dude's name? Kabi Lane. Like, I just seen him in a fucking Hugo Boss commercial. Like,
who?
The fucking dude that's like.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
He's in a Hugo Boss commercial now.
He literally has it. Google that shit, bro. Like,
what the fuck?
I saw that.
It's like when Vine stars were being casted in movies and commercials and shit.
And so,
Paul was on Disney Channel. Like, Jake Paul was on Disney Channel.
Kickball on Disney Channel.
I didn't even know that. I literally thought they were YouTubers. Like, from I know them as YouTubers from when YouTube and MySpace were like literally the shit. Like, that's literally how I know them. And I was like, these boys are fucking lame. Like, like that's what I thought then.
Now they're kind of rad. Like, I kind of like am like, all right, so they're the Joe Rogan of the next generation. Got it. Because, like, they both have podcasts, they're both in the fight game, like, they're both, like, major, like, open and, like, free speech type people. You know what I mean?
Joe Rogan, and who are we talking about again? I'm
Jake Paul.
You're talking about, Logan Paul, right?
Yeah, and cough himself back.
Yeah, well, Jake.
Hey, you know what? It happens, all right?
He said, wait a minute, what?
It all came back.
Flabbergasted. We're over here talking about Jake and Logan Paul.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
We can talk about something more legitimate if you want. But I find internet culture absolutely fascinating. Like, I've always
been a
content creator, but what up?
I always find it hard to find the line between when I'm appropriately promoting my music and being when it's annoying. I mean, you low-key kind of have to be annoying,
honestly,
right,
to get heard at this point.
Yeah,
and at that point, it's not trying to be annoying. It's more so being consistent,
right,
and not just pumping out music. It's just pumping out just content for your brand. Exactly. So, like, I've been finding out what works for my brand is, Twitch streaming, like, video games and bullshit, and, and I also decided to do the breakdown series for my shit.
Oh, so, my shit's coming. Best believe.
We're gonna get to your shit in a second here.
Oh, definitely.
We're gonna get to your shit in a second.
Out of nowhere, like, literally, you're just gonna start seeing me pop up. Like, you're just gonna be somewhere, and you're gonna be like, why do I recognize this? Like, I'm gonna be a little symbol, and it's just gonna be here. It's gonna be there. You're just gonna drive by and see somebody with the symbol. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what is this that I'm seeing? And then you're gonna Google it and search it, and all of a sudden, boom, you're gonna find me. That's how my takeover is gonna be.
Oh, by the way, you're absolutely welcome.
QR code.
Yes.
No, it's not even like a QR code. You're just gonna see a picture.
Oh, okay.
You're just gonna see me, not even me personally, but you're gonna.
You got a whole plan with the branding here now.
It's a takeover.
Takeover.
Petty ass takeover.
So let's actually get into that. Like, I think it's time that people start getting to know you a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you want to ask any fucking goddamn it, I can't think of it. See, I'm an ignorant. I'm trying to think of the word what the fuck does that even mean? Yeah. Yeah, that shit. What the fuck does that even mean, man? I don't know. I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit.
Oh man, shall I put this out? It looks like you're too high.
I'm pretty toasty. I need. I mean, you can keep going. Don't get me wrong. Feel free to continue.
Not even 10 o'clock where you're at. I'm sure you're very stoned.
I mean, yeah, I smoked a lot this morning.
I does this, man. I does this.
I mean, I've been smoking since like 6 a.m. So you go on though. But yeah, let's get into it. So let's get into the name, PettyGod.
PettyGod.
Give us a little backstory, history with the name PettyGod.
Backstory. All right. So we was so the name's Pyro, right? Go by Pyro. I can't be Pyro in the game because there's a Texas DJ. He's already goes by the name of Pyro. They doing the shit. Been doing the shit.
Yeah, that kid.
Man, right? And like I watched this whole takeover and I'm like, fuck, like I really want this name. Like
I met him in Discord recently.
I was like, damn, is he good? Like, is he really that good? You know? And it was like Rhythm. So Rhythm was taking over. And I was like, damn it, he hit the market and he just fucking grew and he just kept on hitting the hammer on the fucking nail and just like, god damn it.
Well, I mean, Texas is also is like becoming like the biggest like bass scene in the States. Like California was a good bass, like had a good bass scene, but it's now becoming more of a house scene, like more of a house state out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone trying to be John Summit.
Thank you, Insomniac.
Yeah.
But no, Texas is definitely where rhythm and just heavy bass.
Yep.
I mean, fuck. Think about like check this out, right? So Hole's on tour.
Mm-hmm.
He has one stop that came through. I think later this week or next week in Huntington Beach, California. But tell me why he has 5 fucking stops in Texas. 2 of them are in fucking Dallas, mind you.
Dallas Fort Worth area is popping off, I guess.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying though. Like the basing is out in Texas.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe, but I mean, maybe it's, you know, because I don't know. I can't even speak for that. That's way above my pay grade, bro.
I know, but you see the point. You see the point I'm saying. Though.
Yeah, definitely.
But so you switched it to Petty.
So, well, not yet. So Pyro, right?
Yeah,
so I can't be Pyro.
Mm-hmm.
So ended up being Pyro the God. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just what it is. Ended up being that there is a hip hop producer. He was going by Pyro the God. We were cool. You know what I mean? He is a hip hop producer. And I figured, okay, as long as I don't touch hip hop, don't do anything in that realm, everything I do needs to be electronic, EDM, something bouncy, you know, lo-fi. It can't be hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be rap. Can't touch that industry. So we went to Idaho, the 3 of us, and the damn venue started tagging him in all the stuff that we were doing.
I remember that fiasco. I was yelling at those motherfuckers about that.
I was like, what the hell? I was like, alright, whatever. No big deal. I was like, my bad. I got them corrected.
Keep at it. Maybe next one. I got you on the next route, though.
I got them corrected. But he still hit me. Was like, yeah, you know, whatever. So he hit me respectfully. And so I was like, sure, like, even if I don't, you know, I won't touch that industry. Like, even if it needs to be, like, you know what I mean, you can check the music, whatever. I'll work with you. Nah, you need to change it. Alright, whatever. I'll change it. So, instead, I become PettyGod. Because I had hit him up before. He wouldn't respond. You know, I had sent messages like, yo, I got questions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really want to, you know what I mean? Help me out here, like, you know what I mean? You got a good little marketing scheme. I got a little. I'm trying to, you know what I mean, figure this shit out too. Nothing until he got tagged and my shit was like, change your name. Glad you followed me, but change your name. Like, all right, bruh, whatever. So I become PettyGod. And at the time, all this other annoying shit happening back home, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm going to PettyGod. Because anything I do is petty. I don't even try to be petty. Like, it just,
It just happens.
It really just happens. Dude cut me off on the way here, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Literally drove off way in front of him. Fucking get stuck behind, some other car, and I'm like, "Damn, I really need to get over so I can continue and get to this little traffic jam." Little opening, I see this car going faster. I was like, "Oh, let me go." Cut him off, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's the same car." Yes, let's go, man. Whoops.
We just need to find you like an anthem to have on standby anytime you have like a petty moment.
I mean, shit. I really do. I'm planning on getting a Tesla.
The way you just said that.
I'm gonna get a horn, and I'm gonna just hit the jeep. Every time it's just like, ha ha.
Oh my god.
Man. Especially on the road.
Nah, Tesla is the vehicle for you just because of the horn feature.
Man. I gotta get the auto drive feature. Man, just so I can drive and then put the auto drive feature on when someone like is mad at me, so I can just be like this. You think I did that? The Tesla did. Like, shit.
What are we, fucking iRobot now?
Man, the future is here. If you think about it, the future is here. Everything that we've dreamt about.
It's coming.
Back to the Future, iRobots, the 2000s, the 90s. Honestly, give it like 10 more years. Like,
we'll be there. Yeah,
we'll be able to really have these vehicles and maybe some aliens.
Yo, if you know anything about aliens, which I love aliens, we've had a lot of big reveals on the alien front over the past few years.
We really
but
have.
They've come out like super low key, under the radar, like, and there's been a lot of like Bob Lazar. Are you familiar with him?
Bob Lazar.
I know the name.
He worked at Area 51, and he like wrote a whole book about how he worked on this.
Right?
What?
He said he was the big whistleblower, right?
Yeah. At first, and then a lot of stuff got what's it called? What's the word? When you take something out of secrecy. Declassified. A lot of stuff has been declassified. So I'm interested to see where things go over the next 10 years, because if you think about it, we are exponentially faster data-wise than we were 10 years ago. So like every time they go from 5G to 6G, that's not like from 5 to 6, really. It's like 5, it's like the difference between 600,000 and like 600 million.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
Like, it gets.
Whoop, say that again? You were kind of cutting off there.
I didn't say it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, I think also, like, us getting to, like, the technology age is part in with us being smart. You know, there's just some of those smart people that just figure out, oh, you can fucking take this wire, connect it here, and boom, you have lights. You know what I mean? Like, there are some of those people. So I think us getting, like the technology and stuff is because us getting smarter and continuing to practice and fucking shit up. Right. But I think
technology evens the playing field.
Yeah, but then
makes everybody smart when they can Google it from their pocket.
But I think when it comes to like our vehicles and shit like that, I think that ends up being not like the Teslas and cars, but I think like the flying shit, I think that ends up being alien technology.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, we have that technology already, if you think about it.
But like,
it just hasn't been commercialized like that yet.
And Nazis built a UFO. They like literally built like a disc-shaped UFO flying machine, and we had all of theirs. 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they did it, but that means we easily have that shit available somewhere. It just hasn't been commercialized just yet.
Right.
Which then
I feel like
Oh,
I feel like that's our big. I feel like that's our big like red flag card. Like, I think before nuclear war, you're gonna see like exponential growth in flight technology, like just come out of the woodwork, like, and like just formulate aerial superiority. Because if you have air superiority, they can't send a nuke after you because you just fire, then like destroy the nuke in the air.
Right.
You know, it's like, but I kind of agree with you. I think we just need to get down going to the moon so that we can go to Mars.
Right.
Like, I think we've seen enough evidence that Mars used to be hospitable, and if we know anything about like cloud seeding, like we could definitely terraform.
We totally could. Give it time.
Yeah, I think that's more like a 50 years out kind of thing.
They want
Like,
to nuke Mars, actually.
They want to what?
They want to nuke Mars. That's an idea.
I mean, nuclear fission to basically create fallout, so that way new vegetation can sprout. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's been proven.
I think it just would have a really bad backlash because it would start from poison in a sense, But also, there is radiation that is already going to. They have a lesser atmosphere than we do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I mean, who knows?
Right.
that
right.
nuking, like, now you got me pondering, like, nuking Mars just sounds like both a great and terrible idea.
Right.
But I can't
think
it
sounds
like
good
another way to like seed a planet.
Yeah.
It's a crazy idea. So crazy that it just might work.
I mean, what
Yeah.
if we take an asteroid, one of the ones that, or a comet, that one of the ones that fly around every so often. What if we just kind of, redirect it to slam into Mars? You know what I mean? Like, it would create, it'd be the whole of life or some shit. You know what I mean?
That's another way to go about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Very, very interesting.
How's the chat? What are they saying?
And we just kind of rambled on for a second about.
Got into aliens space. I fucking love space, bro.
Feels like I'm watching an episode of Pinky and the Brain.
Honestly, I really love space. Like I've always dreamt of it.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of space shows. Yo, Amazon, The Expanse. That shit,
Ooh.
bro.
That's actually on my watch list.
Oh my god, it ended. I watched like the season end, like it. Oh my god, watch it. It is amazing.
For sure.
I highly recommend it. Yes. It was fucking high shit. Sinking in this chair and shit. Woo.
I watch a lot of like marine life and marine
You watch National Geographic.
I mean, sometimes yeah,
National
dude.
Geographic.
National Geographic, Big Blue Planet, Planet Earth, like the ocean episode and shit. Because this is the funny fucking thing, and this kind of shows I'm like a walking, talking contradiction and an oxymoron. So, technically, I am what people called what's technically deemed as thalassophobic. So, I have an irrational fear of open, deep blue water. But
Okay.
I have no problem going to the ocean to surf and swim.
Well, you're
But,
not
like,
in the open. You can see the shore, so it's not open water.
True, but normally anyone who's thalassophobic would not go anywhere near the ocean at that point.
So would you go on a cruise?
I would, but I would have such bad anxiety, dude.
Mm.
Like, I would be like, I would not leave my fucking bed. I would not leave the room. Just looking outside, I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to fall. I don't want to sink. Oh my god. Like, even just like going outside and looking over, I'm just like, oh shit. like I went deep sea fishing once, right? And I made sure my ass was like tied and hooked into the boat. And even when I'm holding my rod, literally, this is me. This is me right here. Just,
my god!
no, I am fucking shaking like a leaf, dog. And my homie's just sitting there on the boat, just like, "You good, dog?" I'm like, I have a big fear of this big deep blue water right here. That's why I'm hooked in and I'm gripping onto my rod for dear life, because the rod was like hooked into the chair and shit. Because it was one of those big rods and shit. We were like big fishing, you know. So I'm just like, I pray to God I don't fall in. And he goes, "Dude, if you fall in, we got you, dude. Nothing's gonna happen." And I'm like, "You don't fucking know this shit, dog. Okay?"
I can get eaten by a shark.
Exactly. But here's the thing. I love sharks.
Sharks are rad.
Exactly. But I'm not. It's just funny as fuck, you know?
Have you heard about Octopus City?
Yeah, I've heard it come up a couple times, but never really looked into it.
So I heard it come up and I immediately pulled up every single YouTube video I could find about it. And apparently off the coast, I think it's either Australia or New Zealand, but there's a bunch of like worn out reef and like a bunch of octopuses have raided this worn out reef and they all live there and they have like fights over the different nesting dens. And all this is pretty crazy because everyone always thought that octopuses were solitary creatures, because for the most part, in most places of the world, they are. But in this case, they've found basically a pod of cephalopods that are all living in what gets categorized as a society. And if you know anything about octopuses, they're basically pound for pound the smartest animal like on the planet.
No, they really are.
Yeah, like it's difficult to test octopus's intelligence because they don't stay in one place long enough. But
I see you, Mia. Thank you for that.
But yeah, it was just bonkers to read that because like they have footage of two octopuses that would normally like murder each other, like literally just boxing over the den, and then this one octopus wins, it takes the den. So it's like it's a weird thing. The ocean's fucking crazy. We were talking about space. We know even less about the ocean than we do space.
Yeah, we really don't know much about it. Sorry, I saw that Mia redeemed the no cursing reward. So for 10 minutes, for 10 whole minutes starting now, we cannot curse. We got to be family friendly.
What?
It's a challenge that I always have for myself because I swear a lot.
Man.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. So what happens if we end up cursing?
Nothing. We just fail.
That doesn't seem like that much motivation. That's some public school level motivation.
Gotta make it more.
I know. I just added it recently, so I'm still figuring this shit out. Getting more serious into my Twitch game.
Yeah, I feel it. Alright, cool.
Yeah. But I think I already failed. I think I already swore.
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
I could have swore I did, but if not, we're good.
Nah,
Sweet.
We good. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, right?
Yep.
Alright.
10-10.
Set timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Starting now.
We got this.
Anything doesn't work. Sometimes my screen locks. This whole damn thing ends up locking on me.
Well, we're set.
Imagine one of those, but like in your like arm or something, and it just like projects a hologram up.
You know, that
right?
would be awesome.
I really, you know what? That's why I want the future to be here. Because
the
augmentations that some people go now, nothing crazy. You know what I mean? I don't want no fucking.
Put me first in line for the super soldier.
Barely a minute in. I gotta figure something out to have us do. Yeah,
definitely gotta do that.
I gotta figure something out. We'll figure something out for the next one.
But yeah, no.
Because the next one's gonna be hard because we're doing a demo stream. The next one.
Yeah, that would be tight. Just like.
Right.
Boom, beep, beep.
Yeah. See that I would fuck with that.
Man.
Summon. Yeah,
I
that'd
would
be
definitely fuck
sick.
with that.
Yeah, like put me first in line for any of the like augmentation programs. Like put me first in line for the super soldier serum. Put me first in line for for
You have
any
fun
of
with
that.
you have fun with that. I'm gonna stay here in my den and just
Let
keep
me know
making
how
weird
it
music.
goes, man. Let me know what you get, because I want some Spider-Man powers. I
I
definitely
want some
do.
Spider-Man
Oh,
powers.
bro.
Saying, bro, like if that
On-
becomes an option, like first in line.
Man, I want to stick to the walls. Alright, let's do this.
Honestly, I would just want the power of teleportation.
Some Nightcrawler.
Yeah, like nothing too crazy, but just something simple, you know.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's not simple. That is crazy.
I mean, think about it.
Teleporting is a little crazy.
Of all things people would want, Nightcrawler's teleportation is like low-key one of the most one underrated power that people overlook all the time.
Yeah.
Because normally it's like I want to fly,
Has he
I want
ever
speed,
used it?
I want strength, I want laser eyes, I want invisibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one says, you know.
It's because he underuses it. They're like, they don't portray it enough. Like, you know.
Yeah, no.
I feel like they need to give Nightcrawler his own like origin story. Like,
They
how did he become what he is? You know?
Yeah.
Well, he's Mystique's son.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
know the damn comics. I got fucking look at me.
There's a lot.
Bro, I know.
There's a lot, dude.
This is such a rabbit hole.
It is. I mean, I'm still learning about a lot when it comes to the DC universe and Batman's universe specifically.
Man,
I mean, I thought I knew enough, but shit, there's a lot more than I thought.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Would you rather have a portal gun, a lightsaber, Batman's utility belt, or some Marvel weapon? It could be Thor's hammer, it could be Captain America's shield. Get your pick on the Marvel ones, but I'm keeping it at Batman's utility belt for
Okay.
DC.
I gotta ask: is there a specific lightsaber, or is it just any lightsaber?
It's your lightsaber.
Okay.
You get the opportunity to craft a lightsaber. How about that?
Okay. Which Batman's utility belt? Because there's a lot.
It has all the utilities, unlimited utilities.
Okay.
which portal gun? Rick and Morty or the fucking video game?
Portal the video game.
Well,
We're not getting into some dimensional travel.
See, these are follow-up questions we needed to ask real quick.
wait a
Then feasibly you could just take the portal gun and go get all of those things.
True.
Nah, that's not. I want the portal gun. Honestly, that's what I'm
But
thinking.
no, this is Portal the video game.
No, okay. I mean, still, yeah. I definitely want the portal gun because.
Right?
I don't know. My nerd ass is like crafting my own lightsaber. Absolutely.
Come here.
That's why I threw that in there, because I knew it would disrupt the immediate, like, I want a portal gun.
Yeah. See, the portal gun comes in handy, but also, I like how we're not even talking about the Marvel weapon at all.
It's so open, I was like, if anybody wants something from there, they're going to stand for it. So, like, I don't even have to say what it is.
I mean, honestly, a portal gun would be so tight. You can go base jumping. I mean, not base jumping, but skydiving like so quick. Like,
You'd be stuck in an endless loop for a minute.
not really, because so what you do is right. Go to the top of the hill. Boom. Put a portal right. Walk all the way down. Put a portal. Jump through it with your little thing. Right. You're gonna go through the ground.
down
right?
and then
out the damn thing. Up the little squirrel suit. That would be so tight, bruh.
I want to do that so bad. The only thing is though, to do the whole squirrel suit jump in, you have to have a minimum of 250 recorded skydive jumps.
Now we got a portal gun. Pew, pew.
I mean, I know at that point you don't need it.
Nah.
At that point you don't need it. Just make sure you don't lose it while you're mid-flight.
True. Yeah.
Well, they
That
could
would
be
be
the split gate portals that, like, attach to your wrists.
Oh yeah.
Same technology. I'll
Yeah,
allow it.
it pretty much is. Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way, you should play that with Gavin and I.
I'm down.
It's super fun.
I'll re-download it
For sure.
We just kill nerds. It's super easy
We
to
do
like
it every Sunday.
craft.
every Sunday. I'm with it.
Yep. Every split gay Sundays.
Split gay Sundays.
Yeah.
I'll join it.
For sure. Could always use a third.
I think if we make a clan, we get a bonus on XP. We should do that.
Can we make a clan in there? I'll check it out.
Do they have like seasons and stuff?
Yeah, season 1 is just ending, or like beta
damn,
season
finally?
1. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, they had to
Yeah.
iron out a lot of the kinks
Yeah.
because there's a lot of
There was
bugs.
a lot.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
but
I would
it's
just sit there-
definitely about to be one of the next MLG games. I think that's why they're keeping it in beta for as long as they are.
Oh,
Because
no,
they know
absolutely.
as soon as people get a hold of it, they're going to be like, oh, high-level competitions
Hell yeah,
immediately.
Hell yeah, man. Join us in Splitgate. We'll get a whole squad going at that point.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
Wars
yeah.
would be tight.
I would say I sit there and Portal fucking watch.
I have my moments where I'm like a Portal whiz in that game. Gavin has witnessed it a couple times.
Basic when it comes to my portal use in that game, it confuses me too much.
It takes a minute to learn it. I will
Yeah.
admit
Yeah.
it takes a minute, but once you like figure it out and kind of get into like a rhythm with it, and just get in the habit of just leaving one open as like your backup.
I
Then-
use it to snipe. Point one over there.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like this. All right, cool. Pew pew pew. Snipe. Pew 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 pew.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I
Snipe.
can't tell you how many times I gotten lucky
Oh,
and sniped
man.
someone through their own portal.
Oh man, I love it. You just got him through
Oh.
your portal too.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
that's
the
my
best.
favorite. It's so embarrassing for them.
There have been times where Gavin and I have made plenty of people mad.
Don't try and get it. What's that one that we always roast people on?
Evolution.
Evolution, yeah.
Yeah. That's like our game mode that we gotten like pretty good with.
Must be a new one. I haven't heard of that one.
So Evolution is a 3-on-3 match,
Uh-huh.
and it's kind of like in an arena, like simulation, like obstacle course area.
Yeah.
And so there's like a crowd watching and shit. So like when you kill and teabag somebody, the crowd reacts to it. So they either laugh or go like, "Oh." It's
Yeah,
hella
it's mad
funny.
funny.
And so it's 3-on-3. You start off with a pistol and your fists.
Uh-huh.
And so basically, you know, last man standing wins.
Right.
And then the losing team gets an upgraded loadout while you still have the same one.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so your skill level really comes out. So like there have been times where Gavin and I literally have ran with pistols and fists for like 4 rounds straight.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause
ridiculous.
I think it's because it's a free game and it's not really like super popular yet. The skill cap is kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you get on like a tear where like it seems like it's being played by bots, and then other times it's like you can't get a kill to like save your life.
Right. Yeah.
So
Oh,
I-
there's some people that are just really good at this game.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Like, kid, Jesus Christ, do you have a life? Go
Well,
somewhere.
I feel
That's
like that
the
I have
thing,
those
like-
moments.
I probably played against you. Honestly. Have
So
you been
few
playing since the
people.
game came out?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I probably played it. Like, Jesus Christ, go somewhere. What are you doing?
Like especially on like Team Shoddy Snipers, I'm that motherfucker that's flying and just
Oh,
going
yeah.
blick it, blick
Yeah.
it, blick it.
Team Shotty Sniper, I switch. It's damn. The 10 minutes is just not going on.
Yeah, we
We-
completely botched that.
We need an emote that just says botched.
I actually uploaded a couple emotes the other night. Let me see if they popped up. Where the fuck are they? I knew I uploaded them. Where the? I'll look for them. I'll look for them later.
Yeah, it's not like we're doing anything right now or anything.
Yeah, not really. I just know I uploaded some, but I'm just trying to find out where they're at, but I can't find them. So it's all good.
Maybe you have to enable them somewhere or something.
Probably. I'll check in my shit later. But I'm trying to think here. Oh yeah, so let's get back. Kind of went off rail for a little bit with everything. That's the
Pretty
cool
sure
thing
we started with pyro, got to aliens, and then I don't know where we ended up after that.
Yeah, we kind of went off on a tangent, but that's the cool thing about this show and the three of us. Like we can literally just talk about anything.
Literally. Man,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Let's talk
Chop
about
it
it.
up about it.
So let's go ahead and talk about Killshot for a little bit since that came out today.
Yes,
Let's talk
Killshot.
about and promo that. Do some shameless promo for that a little bit. So I remember when I first started that shit. That was like 3 years ago. But what went through your head when I first showed it to you? Let's get some of your perspective on it.
So I remember that. What happened was I came over, right? This dude, you showed me the pattern. Do 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 do. I was like, that shit is so tight. But you didn't have a drum line for it. And I remember you were like, I want to do this like drill shit. I was like, you think drill's gonna fucking work for this? Like, what the hell? Everybody wanted to do fucking drill. Past Funk was, I think Past Funk had just died, right?
Yeah.
Fucking everybody was into it. Everybody was into everything drill, everything Chicago, everything blew up. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, all right, whatever. Do your thing. But he played it. It's like, that shit is clean. That shit is clean.
Well, see, man, a little faith. But remember, I work and do a lot of drill beats for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew that it was going to hit just because of how the melody went. Because if you listen to a lot of drill, it's a lot of simplistic melody like that, Like, sometimes it's just a reverse piano, couple of string hits, and then it's just mainly just drums and that rolling fucking sub.
The shit was just tight. So I was just like, how do I do this? Me being petty, like, I have to let you know that this is me, doing this, whatever you're about to listen to, boom. Like, that's what we're doing, Kill shot.
Yep.
What the fuck? Gotta give you a weird sound. It's gotta be annoying. Everything I do is annoying, but it goes. That's how I do it. So I had to come with it. Yes, let's do it. I was like, how do I go like that throughout this whole track? Like, it needs to be annoying, but also just like, I like this place. I like it here.
Yeah, because I remember when I first showed it to you, you were still kind of like keeping to like the heavy hard kind of hybrid trap type of style, and you still do the shit that you've been showing me lately. It's man, and we'll talk about some of that shit here soon too. But I was like, this is kind of like a weird like heavy rhythm, heavy dubstep / hybrid trap. I don't know what the fuck I did really when I was first making it, but I remember when I was first making this thing, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I want something weird, but like something that's like damn near a festival banger. So then I made like this little like bark that you hear in my drop where it's like york. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
That works.
That's cool. It needs something behind it because that just sounds too naked. Because I didn't want to do like just straight rhythm, so I was like, it needs to be faster, it needs to be weirder, it needs to be heavier. So I layered like two or three different sustains, but the main one you hear is just that weird like beep and tone. But there's like a little reese behind it, and then a sub layer behind that. And so when I had that first part where it's just with that sustain, I'm just like, okay, now we got something. Now let's see what happens when I turn this knob and this knob on Serum all the way up for my respace, and then just have that at this pattern. And it was, I'm like, now we're getting somewhere. And yes, the whippets, the mass amount of whippets that I went through when making this.
Mine was a lot of weed.
Yeah. Because also if you hear it when you put on your headphones and listen to the song, when you hear the first half of the drop where it goes, hit him with the kill shot, you'll hear like this weird kind of like glitchy arpeggiated like wave that goes to the left and right side. And that's just literally a mass amount of just chorus and phaser that I added to it. So I'm like, it needs some weird sounding shit. Let's add a phaser to this channel and just turn everything all the way up.
I love
it.
Let's add some chorus to it, and let's just turn the dry wet all the way up and just go automate the shit out of it. and there's like 12 lanes of automation on the chorus. And I'm just like, yeah, I think we're going somewhere.
Yeah, my bass had a lot of automation. That's
Yeah.
so I got a tone and the sub or tone and drive. Turn it up and down. That's really all it's doing the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah. No, your sub bass really hits on that one. Your snare on that too.
Bing!
Like
I
the
have to let you
fattest.
know.
That's like, I remember when you put that in the mix and sent it to me. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is the fattest fucking dink of a snare I've ever
I
heard.
told you anytime I come through, I have to let you know I
Yeah.
am here. Bah! Wake up.
Yeah, I remember when he sent me the stems because he was like, I'm gonna send you the stems so that way you could just mix it down all together so that way the mix down's the same. I'm like, all right, no problem. Just send it to me as raw as possible with like very minimal shit, like EQ it or whatever. And he did, and it already sounded good. So I'm like, sweet. Now I get the pain in the ass process taking all these distorted sounds and making them sound clean.
Oh, my bad. You should have told me they were distorted.
No, I mean I thought it was a creative decision to leave them distorted
No.
because you had that tear out snare. So so at first I thought, okay, tear out trap hard dubstep, perfect. So I left it as is. And that's how you get the sound that you hear today. Creative decision that in the mix.
Yeah.
But as you can see and listen when you hear it out, good God. But yeah, right when I heard that snare, like literally it was just, what the fuck? I hit pause right after that. And then I just remember we were in the VC together in our Discord server. And I just remember just looking right into my camera. And he just looks at it and goes, what's wrong? That snare. He goes, yup!
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are you so hyped? Chill, dog. Granted, I was really stoned and really dead exhausted because I was also at the time, I think I was working on either an EP or maybe... No, I was working on It's Just Dubstep Volume 2. Was it 2? Yeah, I was working on Volume 2 at the time, and I spent like 3 days straight arranging it and setting everything up in Ableton. And then I was like, fuck it, let me just mix this down so I could put it in the mix. And I don't think I put it in the mix. No, I did. Yeah, I did. I did put it in the mix. And literally, I mixed it down, mastered as best as I could, sent it out to some homies that were like available, including Petty over here, and Petty was like, "That's it, that's the one." I was like, "Cool, let me just make sure feedback from everybody else," and everyone was like, "That is good." I'm like, "Okay, I can put it in this mix. I can fill in that blank space I've been fucking just leaving in the mix and fucking call this whole fucking week done." I did that. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'll see you in a few weeks. Peace out. And he goes, all right, peace. Going to bed? I'm like, yes. Signed off. I literally stood up from my chair and threw my ass into my bed. Sent everybody the mix. And then I remember he called me after he heard it. And he goes, dog, what the fuck is that shit in there, bro? I'm like, did I do good?
Yes.
And the shit, the double I have in Volume 3 too, that Blaze double.
Man. There's some really good doubles with that. Or even transitions. Amazing.
With just
Yeah, I don't
Killshot.
know how you do that in the DAW. I've tried so many times to do that and like re-edits and like I strike out every time.
So the funny thing is, when I'm in the DAW making these mixes, I make these mixes exactly how I DJ. So when you hear like the breakdown instrumental part come on after like a crazy triple or a double, and you'll slowly hear another song kind of built like increasing in volume behind it as the instrumental's being played out, and the next thing you know, it's matched perfectly. Then it transitions to the next sequence of drops.
Yeah.
So literally, it's just figuring out, like, taking your style of DJing and just learning how to essentially arrange and write it out in the DAW.
Right.
Yeah.
Easier
I
said than
understand the
done.
concept. Yeah. I've watched all the tutorials.
Yeah.
I just
I think what holds me
put-
back is warping.
It also
to be
goes.
honest.
It also goes back into preparation that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And with planning DJ sets and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
Like what I do before I actually get into the DAW is I'll sit there in Record Box, create a new playlist, and literally map out my entire mix. Play each double out, play each triple out, and then sit there and study how it all sounds. And I'm like, all right, I'll chop it this part. I'll crank all three of them up at this part. I'll chop it up again here, and then I'll take it out and then switch it to another track so that way it's a new triple or a new double to break it down or whatever, you know. And then I'll have my Record Box playlist window open so that way I can see the track names and essentially go into my folder in Ableton where I see all my music that's in Record Box and just drag and drop into the DAW and then just cut it how I want it to.
Yeah. I
It's a
think
lot
a
of-
big thing for
it's a
me
lot
is
of
the
time.
warping. Yeah, like I definitely always fuck up the warping part of that, like
Yeah,
workflow.
that's the more tedious part, but luckily if you also automate the BPM according to how your mix is going, so like if you go from like for in your instance like 126 to 128, if you load in a track that is near that BPM, normally it'll warp it automatically to be right on time with your track. But even then, if you have to manually warp it, you don't have to do much because there's ways to set it to where you can set a new warping map and then just warp it manually, and it'll eventually automatically pick up the beat throughout.
Talking about samples, right?
Yeah, in the sampling thing.
Yeah.
Because you know how like when you like drag like a whole like long sample or clip in, there's like those yellow markers up there.
Yep.
There's a way to reset it
To where it's just
to where you have that beginning one, and then you could just,
go wherever you want to
Mhm.
after that. Yeah.
and then eventually everything will start lining up if you really just focus on like the first like half or so.
Here's where the perfectionism comes out because on like vocal samples especially, oh man, I'm big on that. I will go through and I will chop where I need it to go so I can place it in, so I don't even have to worry about that. Like I can literally create that whole like warp for me. I just
Mhm.
make sure the actual audio itself like is originally in tune or on its BPM where it needs to be
Yeah,
before I start cutting into it.
I see.
That's how I do it. I think, I feel like I'm more in control.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's for vocals. We're just covering like for like making like a mix in like Ableton.
Oh, a mix, like a full on like I
like how I did It's Just Dubstep Volumes.
you did
1
that
and 3.
all in Ableton.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've been told by several people to do that, and I don't know.
The only reason why people are
How I
doing
feel
that
about it,
more
too.
is because it preserves the audio quality.
I feel it, yeah.
But there's sometimes where making a mix in Ableton works, but sometimes it's just better to record it.
Yeah, I feel like
If you can do all the crazy shit, then you might as well just record it. If you're able to pull it off consistently, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So that's why I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just do these in Ableton, so that way I know how it sounds, and I'll just practice based on how I know how it's supposed to go. So now I'm able to play out volumes 1 and 3 if I really wanted to, with some extra shit added in there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So now it's a full hour-long version of yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah. It's hectic, especially playing volume 2 out.
Oh man.
Volume 2 is, oh my god, I have never been so busy on the decks in my life.